Hello, good day. This program is about training on Python. As an high-level programming language, Python can be used uh, to develop web, can be used to develop a software. It can also be used in the area of mathematics, system scripting, and some others area. So we want to see how to start a Python after installing the Python. I know we are all professional in one way or the other, so I don't need to start uh, the basic aspects. So I will just start the Python. I have the Python installed already. So start your Python, scroll down to where you have your Python and launch the Python software. I'm using version 3.10. So when you launch your Python, the first interface that will come up on your screen is called the interactive mode of the Python. So it is called interactive mode because whatever you type and you press enter, the result will come up immediately, will be displayed on the screen. So in learning a programming language, the first thing we need to focus on is what is the syntax of that uh, programming language. What is the structure of the programming language? We have several object-oriented programming language and they have different structure which they can use actually to achieve the same thing, but their structure is different. How does it represent its variable? How does it declare the variable? How do you make of the variables and the value? Okay, so these are some of the things that will make you understand how a programming language works. So the first thing we want to see here is how to make use of this interactive mode. If I want to add value and I want to see my result immediately, I can just say 6 plus 7. By the time I press enter, then I have my results. Reason why it is called interactive mode. I can also print a value immediately without running it. Print 25 plus 50. I need to change my P to small letter. Okay, so it will return the result. Then I can also print a string. So we are going to talk about all this as we move on. IDM. So it's going to return the value back to me. So these are the ways of using the interactive mode. So let's assume I want to check, I want to give a condition and I want to have an output based on that condition. I can just say, okay, let's assume A equal to 6. A equal to 6. And if I say if A equal to 6, print yes, A is 6. If I press enter twice, so this one is assuming that maybe you still want to add some other information to the statement under the if, but since you are not adding, then you press enter one more time and that will give you the result. Yes, A is 6. So I can also say if A equal to 5, sorry, I made a mistake there. If A equal to 5, print yes, A is 5. Else print A is not 5. So you press enter twice, then you see your result. A is not 5. So this is how we make use of our interactive mode. So there are two modes in Python. The first one is interactive mode. By default, that will be displaying when you start your Python, and the other one is called the script mode, where you write your program, save it, then run the program before you can see the results. So if you want to see the script mode, you click on File, then you click on New. So this plain environment that just came up is what we call the script mode. So this is where you write your program, you save when you are done, then you run your program through the run menu. So these are the two modes where we can use for writing our program. So just like I said, to understand a particular programming language, you need to learn the syntax, you need to learn the flow of the program, the structure of that programming language. In some programming languages, we have what we call declaration of variables or declaration of values. So you need to declare the value, you need to let the program identify a particular value belonging to one area. For example, 6 is an integer value, 5.5 is a number but not an integer value. It is a float value or a decimal value. So let's take for example, when you are working in Visual Basic, you must tell the Visual Basic that this value that I'm trying to use is an integer by saying integer, probably int or integer a equal to 5. Okay, but in Python you don't need to say integer a equal to 5, just say a equal to 5. Python will determine the type of data by the value. So the a is the variable while the 5 is the value. So Python will automatically determine the data type by itself. Okay, I can also say a equal to Adeola. So Python will determine that okay, this value is not actually an integer, is not a float but a string value. So that means our a as a variable name is a string variable name. So Python decides that on its own. So if I press enter now, I'm not going to have any error anyway. Okay, but I can just say type. What type is A? If I want to know what type is A, and I type A in bracket, I press enter, it will return that A belongs to the class of a string. If I say B equal to 7,